What's up guys, Steve here. We will be reviewing some eBay accounts today. It's going to be a bit of fun, so if you want to get in on the next video, throw your eBay account in the comment section and I will pick it at random. I'll grab a few, and maybe if some people do something different every once in a while, I'll grab like not just Pokemon sellers, it can be selling anything on eBay. I'll do my best to help. I will say, I might be a little bit harsh on you, so that is always fine. It's not meant to be personal or taken as an insult in any way. I just want to help you improve. And I say something that might be a little bit, out of left field sometimes. I can be like that. So let's get into it. Let's look at the accounts. Starting off with the Whoopy Boy. Now, Whoopy Boy is doing pretty good. He's got 100% feedback, always great to see. 534 feedback, which is really good. 1,000 items sold. 80 followers, doing pretty nice. So let's check this. Oh, he's got some neutrals, Whoopy Boy. Now, I'm not going to focus too much on things you guys can't change, but you seem to be doing pretty fine. Neutrals are not the end of the world. They happen to everyone. So I always like to have a look at people's newly listed items for when I kind of do a little bit of critiquing, because, we all have items that we listed pretty badly a long time ago, and then they're probably still up, and I'm not going to judge you on that. So we're going to look at Whoopy Boy's items. He's only got 36, so Whoopy Boy, maybe you got to do some more listings, I think. I think more listings is definitely the best case scenario for you, but you got some 151. You got all three of these together, $45, $50, $50 for the Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, and then all three of them together seem to be a little bit more expensive than buying three separately. So I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe have a look at that. But I'll have a look at your titles. PSA 10, Pokemon Card 151, SV2A. Now, this is a big topic of debate. A lot of people say, what do we put as the first words? I personally really enjoy putting the actual name of the card and then the set number as the first two things. I do it on all my stores. It's worked out well for me. I've sold like 40,000 items. In saying that, there's a lot of people that start with PSA 10 Gem Mint, and they will claim that you have to start with that because even searching the item, they'll see what it is. It's not a big deal. I personally just really enjoy having the Pokemon's name as the first thing in the title. For when I search my active listings and stuff like that, it's just easier to search through all Bulbasaur cards, all Squirtle cards, etc. You know what I mean. So maybe look into changing the titles around a little bit, but this title, PSA 10 Pokemon Japanese Squirtle, is different to this title, 2023 Pokemon SV2A JP Art Rare 168 Charmander. So, another thing with your store, you kind of want to have all the titles the same. You want to start them all with PSA 10, or you want to start them all with the name of the Pokemon. You don't want to have You don't have too much difference. So we'll scroll down a little bit here. You got a PSA 9 set on auction. Now, doing an auction is fine. Doing auctions are great. No big deal doing auctions. I've done auctions my whole life. I think I'll do auctions until I stop selling on eBay. So it's good to see you pushing some stuff out. You got some different stuff here, some CGC cards. You got some raw cards here. We're going to look at some of these listings in a second. They look to be a little bit different. Like you got these two cards on stands. This one's laying down. These are 9 things laying down. This kind of stuff's really hard to take photos of. Personally, I do agree. It's really rough. You're selling some coins, it looks like. Some random coins. So we've picked up a few listings here. So US seller Charizard EX, 2 available. I think US seller is not necessary. Some people do it in some categories. I think if you're really going to do it, add it at the end. It's not a big deal. You don't need to add it at the start. Don't worry about that. These photos are kind of fine, but you could take them closer up. Having a black background is great, but there's no reason to have so much extra space all around the card. But this does show off the card quite well, so I do commend you. On this other listing, you just got a bunch of like poker cards, I guess. It's not too bad. You have a whole bunch of photos. Wow, you have a lot of photos. That's great to see. This is on auction too. It's good. You're doing a good job. This is nice. You're saying what it is. In your description, you just say what it is. Look, I usually don't really worry about descriptions that much because no one scrolls down and looks at them personally. It's always good to have something there where like the person can just trust you. And eBay added this in. It can shows your feedback again as you scroll down some more. And you got some non-sport trading cards, Mario, artist specifics going. Great job on that one, Whoopy Boy. What's next? This Mudkip TCG coin. Another thing, it's good background, but when you see this in the search, it's so small. You gotta bring that coin up to be like pretty much the only thing on the screen there. You don't want to have it so far away as it's just not necessary. Same with this Georgia's vid.g.br. I don't know what this is. Looks like a coin from a long time ago. Pretty cool. You could definitely just go closer. So maybe getting a phone stand might be beneficial to you. I'm not sure if you have it, but if you have to sit there and just take the photos once at a time, it's not going to be that great because they're always going to be a little bit different. So you want to get like a setup where like everything's set up in the same way. You get your phone and a phone stand. You don't have to move it. You just press the photo. All the photos look the same. And it's not too bad. It looks like for your graded cards, you just take PSA scan and CGC scan. So that's actually not that bad either. So I hope that helps you out, Whoopy Boy. You're doing pretty well. Keep on going. Next one up is Repper4909. I hope I got that right. Sells Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Dragon Ball cards, Pokemon cards. He sells everything. So we're going to look at what he's about. An Australian seller who loves Pokemon TCG. So it doesn't look like you have a store listing, Repper. I might be wrong because it should take me to a store page, but it doesn't look like you have a store. So maybe one thing you can do is sign up for the basic subscription on eBay. You get a little bit of a fee benefit. I think it's like almost 1% difference in fees. So it's not too bad to get the basic stores at an absolute minimum. You look like you do sell quite a bit. You're at 603 items sold. That's pretty good. 198 feedback. That's pretty good. Now let's have a look at your items here. So all these photos are like really nice. So I'm wondering how you're taking these. It looks like it's done in a kind of a scanner, maybe an Epson scanner or something like that. Great job. Even selling the cheaper singles, you're doing a great job putting those up. This not perfect having a card off by side, but hey, I've been there, I've done that. I've had my cards kind of wonky looking. I'd probably look into getting it done somehow. I'm wondering how you're getting the scans done. But just try to make sure that they're a little bit cropped every single time. Because having one scan out of line is not too bad. Having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, scans over and over again, always like lopsided. It doesn't look that great. It doesn't bring a lot of confidence. But these singles, they look great, man. Like I have nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with these. Now, a little bit with your titles. Like this one here says Pokemon Zekrom 114. You could just have Zekrom 114. Throw Pokemon in the back. You probably added Pokemon to the item specifics and everything. You don't need to add all that stuff into it. Starting off with PSA 10, that's not too bad. I did do that for a long time. I personally really enjoy putting the name first, but I don't need to say that again. All the advice for everyone goes for everyone. Having PSA 10 starting isn't the end of the world, but you kind of want to have a little bit of... You want your titles to be all the same, and your titles look to be mostly the same. Sometimes you start with Pokemon, sometimes it's PSA, sometimes it's Dragon Ball, sometimes it's, you just want to start with one thing every single time across all your listings. So eventually, because you want to start it off early, and it's very lucky you only got 42 items listed. You want to start off all your listings looking the same early. So when you get 3,000, 4,000 listings, eventually, if you're looking to do that, you won't have all these listings that look different. Like I have had many times, I've changed all my listings over and over again because I didn't do them correctly from the start. So hope any of my advice kind of helps you. It's looking pretty good. I don't know the price of a lot of these cards, so I can't say whether like the price is too much, but look into maybe your shipping. You got like $10 standard shipping. That's a little bit much for like Australian postage. I'd suggest, you're in Australia, so I can give you advice on postage. Go to Ozpost, sign up for a MyPost business account. It's free. You don't need an ABN or anything like that. Just go in, sign up with an account, learn to print labels, learn to do your shipping online. You'll get a little bit of a discount if you ship more stuff. So I hope that helps you out. And then if you can ship more stuff, get a discount, you can lower your shipping and help out the buyer. So no returns accepted. That's definitely not a good thing either, because anyone can return anything on eBay as per eBay policies, money back guarantee. So no returns accepted doesn't really cover anything. I would always just have accepted returns because they can return anything. So I would definitely change that as well. And if you do have no returns accepted and you eventually get to free postage, you eventually get to qualify for top rated seller bonuses, and then they kind of push you up in the search because your listings say top rated seller because eBay thinks you're doing everything right. So I hope that helps you out. Repper4909. If this is a picture of you here, what do you look like, buddy? I don't know if you knew you could do that. You could right click people's things and make a picture, but you look like a nice guy, so I hope that helps you out. Oh, what's wrong with me? All right. Last but not least, Dutrad19. He sells Yu-Gi-Oh and MetaZoo, it looks like. And what is going on here? He has a store. So his shop about, hello everyone, thank you for checking out my store. Hope you find something you like. I'm going to sell Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Harry Potter, MetaZoo, everything. All sales help build my child's future. That's pretty good. A lot of this, it's pretty good to write, Dutrad. I would probably start it off if you really want to write something like this. Like, all sales on my store help build mine and my future child's future. Future child's future. So you don't even have a child yet. That's pretty good. But yeah, just like, I sell range of TCG products, stuff like that. This is really good to say. If you have any questions or an offer, feel free to shoot a message. You've been pretty nice. You've been on eBay for a long time, so you probably don't need that much advice. Your feedback's solid. 1,000 in 1,012 months is actually crazy. You must be selling a lot of stuff. That's like more than my stores have. So let's have a look at your items, shall we? See all. Put the gallery view on. Let's see what you have listed recently, newly listed on Dutrad19 eBay store. Now, first things first. These pictures are kind of garbage. I'm not gonna lie. You sold a lot of things, so your items aren't garbage, and your, how do I say this in a nice way? Your items aren't garbage, and everything you do is in a bad way because you do sell quite a lot. But you don't need to have your hand there holding a card. So you've got multiple cards here as a playset. If I type in Lily playset and then search, open up another tab, this is how sort of the more professional sellers do it. You know, they put the 4 cards here really close. They got 4 cards spread out like that. They take up a lot of the frame. They take up a lot of the picture. I'm on computer, by the way, so these are huge pictures. We're on the phone. It's really bad. I don't know what's going on with this stuff down here, but this is kind of what you want to aim for. You know, 4 cards front and center. 4 cards front and center. You know, everyone kind of uses the same thing when it comes to selling playsets, so you could definitely get these 3 cards to fill up the whole box, because you see how these photos here are filling up this whole big square box. Well, yours don't really fill up the square box at all because your resolution, maybe from your phone or the way you take photos, isn't too great. You're at the point where you're selling 4,000 items. You can definitely invest in getting a card scanner or getting something to do a setup, have a phone set up, get a phone mount, get all that kind of stuff. But if you like taking pictures of your cards in your hands, keep doing it. Don't listen to me. At least it's consistent. Every single photo you have is cards in the hands. But stuff like this photo, I believe you could do better. Well, I don't know what these is. MetaZoo Poker Chips Lot. I mean, you're taking a photo, you got a Cleveland Cavaliers jersey in the background. Get a nice white background or a nice black background when you're selling random stuff. Cards, you always want to have a black background, so you're doing pretty well. But yeah, it's like this pin. It's a pretty good listing. I'm sure you might sell it eventually, but you want to have this pin kind of like front and center. That's all you want to see. This zoomed in box that I'm currently highlighting over, this should be a listing photo. It shouldn't be this whole thing right there. So overall, it looks like most of your stuff is pretty much the same. I can just suggest you're doing pretty well. Let's have a look at items you've actually sold. So you're not doing terrible, right? You're selling items on auction, $70, $120, $10, $8. You know what you're doing. I don't have to tell you if you know what you're doing. But photos like this, these could definitely be better. Like, trust me, I do believe in you. These could be way, way better. And it might help you actually sell more. That's kind of funny. But everything else you're doing in your store is quite impressive. You know, it's not always about always having the perfect store and making everything look perfect. You have good items that people want, and you have good prices, good shipping policies most likely, because you sell a lot of stuff and people usually like to buy off stuff. I can't tell how much your shipping is because I'm on an Australian account, but you got 30-day returns, especially for international returns on. That's pretty good. You're right here, ungraded, lightly played. You're going by the eBay things. Card you receive in light play condition. Card came straight out of the pack with all that scratching. That's pretty honest. You know, you're being honest. The review is good. Yeah, I would suggest putting in a little bit more of like a seller description, like just like the one you have in the about section. When we first looked at your store, let me see here. We get the first, you have all this stuff here. Not many people are ever going to click your store and go to the about section. You could definitely throw all this in your item description from the seller. You can kind of get rid of most of this or push it to the top at least, and then put that stuff in about you, about your family, about what you're trying to do, about your mission. Reach out if you ever need anything like that. That's definitely where it should be, also as part of your about. But apart from that, you look like you're doing pretty good, man. I'm proud of you. I'd love to check back on this store in a few months, see how you're going. You are selling some Pokemon items. Devolution Spray base set. See, that's a good title. Devolution Spray, or De-Evolution Spray, I guess. 72 102 base set rare trainer Pokemon card near mint. That covers everything. I don't really know what more you could put in this title. The only thing I could say is probably stop taking photos of the card in your hand. Because some people get a little bit weird about that stuff. I will admit, I have had messages before. People don't like photos of cards in people's hands because they might think the hands look a little bit weird, or they get touched too much, all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm proud of you. Your store's doing good, selling a wide range of things. You look like you sell quite a lot. You don't really need my advice, but thanks for putting your name in, and that's pretty good. So thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this eBay review video. If it is helpful, I'm more than happy to do more than these. We can do hundreds and hundreds of them if it does help people and you actually enjoy the advice that I give. If not, feel free to let me know. If you really don't like these videos, if you think my help is pretty garbage, I'll definitely take it in stride and we'll stop doing these. But put your names in the comments if you want to get into the next one, and I'll see you then, and thanks for watching.